adjustment screw. Relock the two fixed screws. Set the press weight and friction wheel. The friction wheel will tighten the self-formed formwork edge of the material inward. Adjust the screw handle to change the length of friction wheel extension and the angle to the forming template. These wheels should be 5 to 10 degrees angle from the host center line. Increase or reduce the count weight on the friction wheel as required. Set the height of the clip disc. Check that the clip disc is in the center of the two molded templates. If no, relax the height adjustment hand wheel of the supporting retaining frame on the wall of the machine vehicle. Use the height adjustment hand wheel to adjust support retaining wheel as required, and lock the height adjustment hand wheel after the adjustment. Set the lateral position of the clip disc. Turn the clip disc and adjust the hand wheel until the molding template edge is aligned to the correct scale on the clip disc. The clip disc should be half paperback side wide. Set the guide rod for the molding template. Adjust the screw handle to change the relative position of the guide rod and the paper cylinder. Correct adjust the guide rod so that the material passes smoothly through the forming template ankle. Wear paper. Close the tension and raise the traction wheel. Pull the paper roll over the roll section according to the specified path to straighten the paper roll completely. Lift the friction wheel of the molding part. Before the paper roll enters the forming part, fold the front end of the paper roll. Pull the paper roll out for a distance. Point the paper back at the center of the host machine and pull the paper screw under the forming template. Fold the material under the forming template so that the width under the paper cylinder. One hand holds the paper roll above the template. One hand pulls the paper roll under the template, and the lower hand vigorously pulls the paper roll forward until you pull the paper roll to the traction wheel and put it down. Reopen the tension. Start traction wheel at low speed. Remove the paper from the traction wheel and ask an assistant to pull the paper. Set the tension to the appropriate size. When adjusting, the preset value is equal to the detection value. Turn on the automatic tension value. Drop the friction wheel in turn. Measure whether the side value is the preset value. If not, you can turn the clip edge disc to adjust the hand wheel for fine-tuning. Set the side groove device. The knob of the edge groove device has 3 states. When the edge groove device does not work, the edge groove device is always working. When the operation state of the edge groove device automatically follows the operation state of the device. The coating of the edge device is about 1 mm away from the roller. Rotate the side groove to adjust the hand wheel, which can move applicator horizontally on the drum and move applicator to the edge of paper cylinder. Adjust the knob on the applicator clockwise to adjust the amount of glue. Adjust the knob on the applicator counterclockwise and adjust the amount of glue. Hose department. Adjust the lateral position of the traction wheel. Turn the knob and raise the upper traction wheel. Relax the retaining top wire of the upper seat traction wheel. Slide the traction wheel until the traction wheel presses to the paper roll of 20 to 30 mm. Lock the fixed top wire. Adjust the air pressure of the traction wheel. Turning the pressure regulator knob counterclockwise allows you to reduce the cylinder pressure. Turning the pressure regulator knob clockwise allows you to increase the cylinder pressure. Set the cylinder pressure to 40 to 60 psi, with the pressure on front and rear the same. Pick the paper pool. In the case of the uneven side edge of the paper cylinder, the upper layer or the lower layer can align the side edge of the paper cylinder. Install cutting knife. Relax the screws of the fixing block. Install the cutter into the fixed blocks. The vertical side of the cutter must be at the front edge of the rotation direction, and the inclined side must be at the rear edge of operation direction. The protruding length of the cutting knife is generally 5 to 6 mm. Lock the screws of the fixing block. Align the upper and lower seats. Relax the retaining screws of the rear gear hub to engage the upper seat trim roller from the gear. Manually rotate the roller in the upper seat to align the blade plane with the center line of the cutting module opening. Lock the retaining screws for the rear gear hub. Cut off the drum origin set. Point to turn the machine. When the cutter aligned cut module, the origin is set on the touch screen. Set the lateral position of the transfer roller. Relax the fixed screws of the transfer roller and move the transfer roller horizontally. Make sure the transfer roller can be pressed to 4 layers of paper cylinder. Move the lower seat transfer roller to the upper seat transfer roller. Lock the retaining screws of the transfer roller. Adjust the pressure of the transmission roller. Press the paper cylinder at the higher part of the upper seat transfer roller. Relax the fixing screws of the front and rear adjustment screws. Increase the pressure by turning the screw clockwise and turn it counterclockwise to reduce the pressure. After the front and rear rollers are adjusted to the same pressure, pour the paper cylinder to confirm that the transfer roller can press the paper cylinder. Relock the fixing screws of the front and rear adjustment screws. Adjust the time point for the transmission roller and the cut. Relax the screws on the rear gear of the transmission roller so that the upper seat transmission roller can rotate freely. Turn the machine manually until the cutter is about to cut off the paper tube. Turn the upper seat transfer roller manually so that the front edge of the higher portion of the transfer roller just press the paper cylinder. Lock the retaining screws of the gear hub. Install the press knife. Place the press knife into the folding slot. Lock the compression line to fix the screws. Replace the press module. Relax the fixing screws of the compressor module. Replace appropriate size compression line module. Lock the pressing cord module with the retaining screws. Adjust